Kevin, how's it going?
Hi. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Happy holidays, buddy. I am
You too.
thrilled that you are here. Chat is already going wild. This is just so good to have you. Oh, you got the tree.
I
You
got the
I
my setup's not perfect, but I don't have. I'm a little ashamed, but I don't have an ugly Christmas sweater
That's
to
fine.
put on. I
That's fine.
feel.
Mine. I'm not confident in myself enough to wear an ugly sweater. I think it's just like it's a classic sweater. But we both went with the very stylish hats, so
Yes.
that's perfect. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going really good, and
Awesome.
yeah, I'm super excited to be here and super. I mean, it's crazy. You're already over $4,000 now, which is just mind blowing. So
Chat,
yeah,
thank you
you guys are
so much.
awesome.
Can we get Ryan and or Mac or Life or Ben, one of you, to share the link to the site that Mac put together and that Ryan helped out with in the chat, so that people can see where we're at, the leaderboard, all that good stuff. Because the thing next to Kevin doesn't give the full picture of everyone that's given, all that kind of stuff. So please, yeah, there we go. Holiday 2021 front end horse. Thank you so much, Ryan. Just checking that out. Oh, it looks so good. Thank you for putting that together. Had so much help from the community on this. Really, really appreciate it. So, Kevin, are you going to share your screen?
Yes, I am. Let me
Are
get
you
that
able
ready.
to
Let's hope it
click?
works. I hope it
Yeah,
works,
that's
but
the
we'll
thing, is
see.
that it was it was
Let's
working
see. Let's see.
before.
I think it's this one that I want to share.
Okay, good. I do see
Yeah.
it. And I'm
Okay.
adding it to scene 2. And so, let's check out and cross our fingers. There we go. So it's
Awesome.
got like a ugly border on the side. I ran out of time. I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry,
okay.
chat. Chat, I'm sorry. They're gonna be all over me about that. What's with those whiteboard lines? It's on me. I'm sorry, chat. So Kevin, what are we talking about today? What's
Yeah.
going on?
So I'm super excited because today's actually the birthday of CSS, which is cool.
That is awesome.
And I figured, it went through such a stagnation for a long time, and then all of a sudden we had like CSS3 hit, which was like, holy crap, we have all these new things, and
Yeah.
that then was just like prefix hell for a while. Uh, Luckily, then slowly the ball got rolling from there, and we sort of had some nice progress. But right now, it just seems like going into 2022, the momentum behind CSS is just absolutely insane right now. Like, it's just crazy how many different things are going on.
Yeah.
And one of the cool things with it is we're actually able to now use some of these new things that aren't actually officially part of the spec yet, but that are being worked on. We can actually use them like in production today, and
Cool.
it gives us a bit of a sneak peek. It depends how much you want to push the envelope as well. But we're going to be using post CSS, which opens up this door to the future of CSS in today's code.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I just want to explore a few of the things that I'm really excited about, and especially like container queries are getting a lot of, and granted they deservedly are getting a lot of like hype and everything there, but there's a lot of other things that are really cool that I want to sort of look at today.
Awesome.
So I've already set this project up with post CSS. It's actually a really, really simple install, but and it depends, like it's, all the builds have their own way of doing it and everything. But I put a link in the chat for everybody, just if you want to follow,
Cool.
get it actually installed yourself. But it's really easy if you have it, installs. It's part of it, I think. And anyway, it's easy to get up and running. But I will do one thing because I haven't done it yet. Which, whoa, something weird is happening there. 1 second. An npm id, and we're going to do a post CSS preset env. And post CSS, if you're not familiar with it, is it's all like plugins. You get post CSS and then you throw all these plugins to open up new possibilities and new things. And the preset env is like the future CSS stuff. It's these things. It lets us use these new things that aren't officially in CSS yet. And with that, the other thing you will need is a config file. So I've already set my config file up for this just since we're short on time. And one thing you'll see, and I just need to do that, is different stages within the options. So this is just, normally, a lot of the plugins, you just have to say, like, use this plugin. But with the preset environment, you are having to tell it what stage you want to do. And I think it's stage 0 all the way up to 4, even though it might be 1 up to 4. And the different stages are like, how experimental do you want to get? So 1 is like really experimental features, and if it's a 4, then it's going to be like things that are pretty stable.
Okay.
And
so
the risk
higher,
of using,
safer.
yeah, and the risk of using things that are really experimental, and a lot of it's using polyfills and other stuff to sort of fill in the blanks. But if you're going really experimental, it could be that the syntax changes down the road, whereas things that are more stable, then it's pretty locked in. We're just waiting sort of for the browsers to implement them and stuff like that. The default is a stage 2, and their documentation sort of hints that you can do a lot of the things I'm going to do now with stage 2, but it doesn't work. You have to set it to stage 1 for these ones, which I spent a lot of time trying to figure out why it wasn't working the first time I did this. I was like, nothing's doing what it's supposed to. And then I'm like, well, what if I change the stage? And that fixed everything.
Cool.
So yeah. So I also set this up already. We just want to do an Npm Run Watch, and that should get everything going for me. So I set that up. Perfect. So what this is doing is I have a source file right here, and it's going to just pump that out into a dist file for me, basically. And I'm going to shove this one off to the right so we can sort of see what I'm writing and what it's getting turned into. And the first thing that is exciting for me, and I think a lot of people, is nesting. And I'm sure a lot of people in the chat even have used nesting with a preprocessor like SaaS. I'm sure you've used it before, Alex.
Yeah.
So one of the nice things with nesting is you don't need to do this type of thing. Nesting with media queries is like my favorite thing in the world. So you can just write your media query inside the selector, 45M, and then you just have to put like the font size. And this leads me to issues when I write regular CSS. Oh man, I'm having keyboard. Oh, look at that. I'm having keyboard issues, whatever.
I am too. It's a great day for the keyboard to just go on strike.
Yeah. So the really nice thing with this is you don't have to repeat your selector. And look at that. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Did I not save my config file? Oh, there, it's working. Okay, we're good. I thought I didn't see it working, but it's working. So we get by doing it. Oh, you know what there we go. That's what I want. Oh, and it's not nested. What did I do wrong? Sorry about that.
No worries.
Let me cancel my, whoops, wrong shortcuts. Might not have saved in time because.
Oh, Steph says you're typing in the dist.
Oh my goodness! Thank you very much for that.
Good catch, Steph.
Thank you, Steph.
Good eyes.
That running again.
The screen for me is way too small to see the files, but even if I could, and it's not you, it's my OBS screen thing is too small.
Open.
Actually, let's
to the side. That's the dist. This is my source. Okay, so let's move this. No, let's delete that, and move all of this up into my body selector. Save, and it's still not working. Okay. I'm watching. I practiced all of this ahead of time, and of course it worked when I practiced it, and now we're...
Well, see, that's why you shouldn't practice things, Kevin.
Oh, I know, you should just have them run the first time and hope for the best, right?
I mean, it worked the first time,
it is
didn't
working.
it?
It is working now. It's this stupid formatting. It does format it really ugly. Okay.
Got it.
So anyway, there we go. And just as a really, like another example of that, you can throw our @media down here. Min width, we'll do the same one. 45M. Cool. I'm sorry if I'm going really fast, but there's a lot of stuff I want to look at. Well, not a lot, but enough. So here, maybe you do your padding 1.25 rem. Steph might be mad I'm not doing something a bit more, with min or max on there, but
you're good.
Basically, you can have your one, whoopsie doodles. You can close this down. We can have our one selector, and you can keep your media queries within that, and it spits it out for you properly, which is just like, for me, the nicest thing in the world, and it just makes things a lot easier to manage. The next thing, though, which is not something you can really do, well, you can sort of do this with a preprocessor, but I'm sure people have run into it where you'd wish you could replace these breakpoints with a custom property. And that's coming. So it's a little bit different than regular custom properties, though. Oh. And it's one where we have to come in and you do an @ declaration. So it's an @ custom media, and then you do it like it's a custom property. So let's just say VP medium. And then you say what you want. So min width 45M, like that. Hit save. And then I can come in here, and let's just, hopefully my keyboard works. People that were watching my last stream know that I'm having problems with my control key. And
you don't have to do like a var or anything? It'll just...
No, I clearly did something wrong though, because it's not working. Oh, what I might know. No, what did I do wrong?
You don't have to wrap the min width pit in like a var or something to take it.
No, you just put it in like that.
Cool. Just checking.
VP. I just want to make sure I spelt it right, because that should be working. And again,
yeah. I think you closed it down. No. Okay. No.
I'm going to close it now and launch it again just to see.
Got it. Wasn't sure if you closed it when you hit. 10x.
Did I? 1 second. Let me just copy that. And oh, aha, I don't want min width here. I just want to do VP medium there.
Good eye. Morgoth just said that in chat. Thank you, Morgoth.
It still doesn't want to update, but that's what we want. We don't need to write the whole thing.
Got it.
And I was going to min width 40 rem, let's just say. What am I doing wrong?
So it should be showing
anyway,
mid-width.
It should be showing the like the actual thing here instead of pumping that out. Which is a little bit frustrating. But
it's good just to kind of like I'm more interested in what the syntax is going to be and the fact that it's coming than like is your compiler working right now? You know what I mean? So I think
exactly. Yeah. So anyway, that's one thing we could do there. And another thing that we sort of got a preview of that when I pasted in my demo code is we're also getting new ways of writing media queries. So instead of writing min width, you could just say width less than 40 M, let's say, and that would actually work. And should be exporting.
Is line 16 breaking it because you have another min width with the VP medium?
Maybe.
That's
a very good possibility.
Good eye, lo-fi codes. That might be it, but who knows?
Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you, guys.
Good job. Thank you, chat. Chat's great. Chat bails me out every week. Don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
We'll keep on going, and we'll ignore what's pumping out on that side, I guess. But yeah, another thing we'll be able to do is this. So you can do width less than 40. And what's really nice with this is what you could actually do is say you did an custom media. You could have like VP small or medium only, let's say medium only. And on this, you could do a width. Sorry, not width. You could do say 40 M width. Got to spell things right though. Width. And then here do a say 65 M or whatever, and that would actually work properly. Oh, see there, something just broke. Oh, I forgot my semicolon probably. But yeah, things like that would work. So it's like actually this should be the other way around. Oh yeah, sorry, that should work. Or sometimes I get these backwards.
I think both arrows need to be facing the same way, but still, I think it's all good.
We get the idea. There we go, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And the nice thing with this is you're not doing like the min width and the max width. You can sort of all plug it into one selector or one little query here.
Got it.
And whether it's an equal to or not equal to is really, really nice too, because then there used to be that weird thing where you needed like 39.9999 or whatever if you didn't want that overlap.
Right.
And you did a min and max width and then had another media query. So things like that are super, super cool. What I'm actually going to do is I have this one running on the side, which was the one I was working on this morning, which I know is compiling properly.
Oh, that's cool. My camera just decided to turn off. I hope that's going to be happening the rest of the day. Cool job, camera. All right. Interesting. This got a new development. 2 guests in. All right. Let's see what happens. Here we go. All right. I'm back. This might just be what I do the rest of the time. All right. Sorry. I am focused.
Another really cool app media declaration that we're going to be getting is, I was going to bring my other one on, but I realized I wasn't sharing my whole screen, which I'm usually am. But another one that we're going to get is a custom selector. And the custom selector is really cool, but it's really strange because you write it like a pseudo class and a variable. So you could do like a custom selector of headings and then just do like H1, H2, H3, H4, let's say. It looks really, really bizarre. But if you wanted to use it, then you could come in and say, I want to style my headings. You just do headings, color, Dodger blue.
Nice.
What's your favorite? And since things aren't compiling right now, it's not going to spit it out, but it would, in your actual compiled code, it would replace this string with whatever you have here, which is just super handy and useful, because you could also do things like having a custom selector and then doing a, let's say, hover. And in here, you could actually do your hover and your focus and just have that like that, and then take advantage of the power of nesting, since we have nesting going on too. So say you did your A, you have your color blue on there, and then inside here, you could do the ampersand, which is part of the nesting thing.
Right.
And then do your hover and say color purple, and that's it. So it's actually going to replace whatever we have here with the hover and the focus, and replace the ampersand with the A, and give you sort of the type of thing that you might be wanting to do. So I think that's pretty cool. And it could also be really useful because one thing with nesting that it doesn't do is people love nesting with the the BEM style of writing things with card, then card title, card primary, card inverse, those types of things. It's not going to support that because if you did this with the ampersand, so say I came in here and I said ampersand title, what this will actually replace it with, if I understand correctly, the whole nesting thing within CSS is built on top of is. So it's going to have, and actually, if you do it with post CSS, it uses the is selector to pull this off. But your compiled CSS right now would look something like this. And dot card is title, which obviously breaks everything.
Got it. Okay.
It just doesn't work. So you can't take advantage of it with the BEM style of naming, which maybe is going to change a little bit of how we name things. But to me, that's not such a deal breaker because we can just scope stuff, have a descendant selector. People like scoping styles these days. And, you're using Svelte, let's say, or Vue, and you have your little style tag within that component, and you're scoping the style to it. So like to me, this is just style. If I did this, I'm just scoping this title to my card anyway.
Right.
So not the end of the world. And of course, that even opens up just having this and then doing, we called it headings. And then you could just, you could even up here, we could have our H4, and then we could also have like dot title, dot whatever else we want.
That is so custom selector. I didn't even know. I should be excited about that. That's great.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones that's gone under the radar a little bit. I don't know how far away it actually is. Fingers crossed that all of this comes in 2022, but who knows? But this custom selector is going to really throw, I think, a curveball a little bit into how we write some of our CSS. So then, here could be your color red or whatever you want your headings to be. So I think that could be super, super useful and a lot of fun to be able to play with something like that.
Wow. It's weird to have CSS that's just like, it's accomplishing the basics, but I can't read it yet. It's because usually it's like, container queries. I understand why I can't read that yet, but this is just like how to select a thing, and for it to be unknown to me is like, it's kind of exciting, but also like, like entering some code bases where people are like on the up and up, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. But
and when I started putting like my original starting demo together, I was using custom properties for everything, and then using custom properties along with all of this, I was like, no one's gonna know what I'm like. It just looks like
it's a different language, basically. It's not CSS 3 anymore, and it's something
just
more.
If somebody, and you're like, oh, I know CSS, I'm comfortable with it, and you open up a file that's just full of all of this, you would just be like, close. I'm not even gonna.
Super quick, people are in chat are saying that the config file has an extra S. If we have like no time left, but there we go. That might be it.
My stupid keyboard.
Oh, good.
Let's see if that.
Let's just see. Just to try to get like a last minute huzzah. We built it. It worked.
See, I'm doing it again. Let's close that and let's just see if we actually have some proper output. Look, it is. Okay, so there's like all those headings.
Does it again.
Thank you. The headings there are working. I think did I not add the title here? So let's hit save on that. There
Someone
we go.
drop Kevin's chat because his stream, because he has a fantastic stream. Sorry, I don't have time to drop everyone's stuff, and it's the downside to this format. But please go check out Kevin's site, his stream. Chat, please drop it. And Lynn and Tonic says just add another S to the end with every version. It's perfect. Thank you, Lynn. Awesome. Kevin, this was fantastic. Thank you for showing us the future. This is wild stuff. I'm really excited.
It's going to be really exciting. I want to say thank you so much for having me on. Sorry for anybody listening. I was talking really fast, so if you had trouble keeping up, I'll probably make a YouTube video on this at one point just to sort of explore it as well, where I can go a little bit slower with it all. But I hope everyone's really excited for CSS and where things are going in 2022.
I think it was a perfect taste, because like with 18 minutes, you don't have a whole lot, like you can't teach really, but this is just hey, get excited about this thing. And now people are excited. So thank you so much. Happy holidays, my friend. Great to see you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. See you.